Hello, my champions. In this video, you're going to learn multiplication of fractions. We've learned addition and subtraction of fractions in the previous video. Now let's see multiplication. Now let's take a fraction called 3/5. Okay. And we're going to try to multiply it using one integer called 4. And also we're going to see a case of where you're going to multiply 3/5 with 1/4. How, how do we multiply? How can we visualize this multiplication, and can we come up with some technique, some trick how that can be done easily? All these things we are going to see in this video. Okay. And if you do not understand this video, understand this concept, I would recommend you to watch it again and again so that you understand it. And as well as remember to practice few questions that are given at the end of the video so that this concept becomes, solid in your mind. Okay. Let's take this fraction 3/5. For that, let's start with visualizing this fraction. Okay. 3/5. Here is our 3/5. Now, what is the meaning of 4 times 3/5, right? 4 multiplied by 3/5 means, what is it? It is 4 times 3/5, isn't it? That means 4 times I have to take a similar kind of a thing and then join them all together. That will give me the answer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to get 4 times similar thing. Okay. Okay, I got this 4 times. So what happens now is there's 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, 6/5, 7/5, 8/5, 9/5, 10/5, 11/5, 12/5. Okay, so one of the answers that we got is 3 multiplied by 3/5. 4 multiplied by 3/5 is 12/5. Can we rearrange this and get that into a some other form? That's what I'm going to try next. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to split it. Okay. Split it and then I'm going to remove this. Okay. So I got these two like this. And okay, I'm going to put this here. Why I'm arranging this like this is because 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 5 such pieces. If I make, what will happen? I can get one whole, isn't it? So that is the reason I'm doing this. Okay, so I got like this. Now this entire thing is I'm going to merge. Correct? Why am I doing this? Because that time it will become one whole, isn't it? See, why? Look at this. This is one whole. Look, this is one whole, isn't it? This is one whole. So if you see here, it is exactly matching here. That means I got two holes, right? I got two holes. Apart from two holes, I got a 2/5. So the answer could also be written as 2 holes and 2/5. In another video where you had understood about how to convert improper fraction. This is an improper fraction converted to a mixed fraction. That's all. That is all I'm doing here also. So we can write the answer as 4 times 3/5. The answer could be 12/5 or it can be 2 wholes and 2/5. Either way, both answers are same. Both answers are correct. Okay. So this is done. This is how we do. Simple it is. Whatever fraction it is, that many times, how much of a number is given? 4 times 3/5. That many times I am taking it. Correct? That's all. That's no new thing I'm doing here, right? Okay. This is clear. Okay. Let me. Yes. Okay. Now let's try to do the another part, like what happens or how do we do when we have to multiply a fraction with a fraction. For that, let's take a different kind of approach. And also, I want you to understand what is the meaning of a fraction. What is the meaning of a fraction? When I say 3/5, out of 5 parts, 3 parts I'm selecting, right? Out of 5 parts, 3 parts I'm selecting. Similarly, out of 4 parts, 1 part I am selecting. That's the meaning of the fraction. It's very important to understand this. Okay. It's very important. So, because let's say 3/5, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to use a rectangle. Okay. Use a rectangle. and I am going to form this 3/5. I'm going to make a 3/5. How do we make the fraction? We make the fraction by making five pieces out of this, right? Five equal divisions out of this, five equal parts out of this. And later on, what am I going to do? I'm going to color. Okay, I'm going to color three parts. If you see, I am coloring three parts here. So this is my 3/5. I'm shading this three parts. So I have taken a 3/5. Fine. So this is done. This much is a 3/5, right? Okay. Now, how do I represent this next? 1/4. What is the meaning of 1/4? 1/4 means out of four parts, I am going to use one part or select one part. Now, this is our whole. This is the entire rectangle box is whole. And in that only I had made five vertical pieces I had made. In that three vertical pieces I selected for the 3/5. Now, in the same hole, I have to make four parts and select one part, correct? Because it's the same hole we're talking about. Okay, so because we already made a vertical pieces, now let's make horizontal pieces. Horizontal pieces, how many we have to make? In one hole, I have to make four pieces. So I'm going to make four horizontal pieces. Here again, the rectangle only is the whole, right? And in the entire rectangle, I made four pieces. Now, remember, this was 3/5 was in this gray color shaded. Now, to represent the 1/4, I'm going to use a pink color shade. Okay. So, I have made four horizontal. Now, in this, I have to select one piece, one horizontal piece. Okay, I have done that, right? You see, I've done that. Okay. Now, what is our answer? What is our answer? How do we understand that our answer is 1/4 of this 3/5? That means the 3/5 itself was from here to here, correct? 1/4 of 3/5 it is. That means inside this 3/5, 1/4 means the pink color. How much is the pink color? Only this box, and this box. Only these three boxes are there. Correct? So these three boxes is what our answer represents. Okay. So now, how do we write about these three boxes? Means when we have to write about these three boxes, how do we write? Whenever we have like a fraction, like say for example, this is a figure and this is shaded and this is shaded, let's say. How do we write? The total pieces is 4 and the 2 is selected, 2 is shaded. So I selected 2. This is how I write a fraction, isn't it? Similarly, now if I have to write about these three boxes, these three dotted boxes, that is what our answer is. If I have to write, how do I write? Then in this complete whole, I have to see how many total pieces are there. The total number of pieces is 5 here, 5, 5, 5. Total number of pieces is 20. Out of that, these three are having dots. These three are what we are going to select. That means the answer is 3 by 20. That means my answer for 1/4 times 3/5 is 3/20th. I want you to notice some pattern here. What is that pattern? What is that pattern? If you see here, 4, 3 got multiplied to get a 12. Okay, if that is the case, do we have a pattern here for the bottom? I mean, like the denominator also? 4 means we can assume that there is a 1 in the denominator. Means 4 holes. 4 holes can also be written as 4 by 1. Means 1, 1, 1, 1. Means in one hole, I am going to select the entire hole. In the again one hole, I'm going to select one entire hole. Select entire hole, select entire hole. This is what is 4 by 1, right? So this also is 4 wholes, right? 4. So if we do like that, what is happening? The bottom, the denominator also, 1 times 5 is giving me a 5. Okay, I saw some pattern here. Does this pattern apply even for the case of fraction multiplied by fraction? Let's see. 1 multiplied by 3 gave me a 3. Does the same pattern apply for the denominator? Let's see. 4 multiplied by 5 give me a 20. Oh, now this is a trick. Okay. Most children learn only the final trick of multiplication without understanding the concept. But math champions, what do? We understand how this comes. How this comes, right? So we understood this, how it comes using this visual representation understanding. We did that. And now we also found a trick. What is the trick? For multiplication, if two fractions are given, or let it be integers. If it is integers, we have to assume that there is a 1 in the denominator. 4 was an integer. Here, 4 was an integer. And I assumed a 1 that is there in the denominator. And once you have that, you multiply the numerators, you get the numerator of the product. Multiply the denominators, you get the denominator of the product. That is what is happening, right? It applies for all the cases. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to visually try to do this question. Let's say 2/3 multiplied by a 3/4. Try to do it in this format. Try to do using drawing first, and then see whether you're getting the correct answer using the technique that we like finally found out, right? And even for this, you can try to do using 6 multiplied by 1/5. What is the answer for this? Try these two problems and then see. Finally, you will get numerators multiplied gives the numerator of the answer. Denominators multiplied gives the denominator of the answer. I hope you've understood multiplication of fractions in the perfect way, the concept as well as the technique that can be used to do it quickly. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.